Hey people of the internet, and happy 2019. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of transitioning my channel into a more boulder-centric channel, and so I thought that it's the new year, it's 2019. I might as well take this time to make some bouldering resolutions. I have tried to make resolutions in the past and they've all been trash. My resolutions are always like, get healthy, eat clean. They're not things that you can attain with like concrete steps. They're like fluffy is what I'm saying. So I thought that I would give you 10 of my bouldering resolutions and explain a little bit about how I'm going to reach those goals, because all of them are going to be actionable and concrete goals that I can actually get and check off my list at the end of the year. The first goal is actually just a January only goal. I don't know whether or not I'll be able to maintain it, but I mean, we'll see. The goal is to climb 3 times a week in January and climb for at least an hour and a half each time. This might not seem like a super crazy goal, but in the past, when things have gotten crazy in my life, I have not made it a priority to set aside time to do things that I actually enjoy to do. We're in the middle of the outdoor sending season here in California. I'm definitely going to be trying to power through this January in order to get some sick outdoor sends, which kind of brings me to my next goal. California is like one of the greatest places to go bouldering outside, and there's so many places that are famous for outdoor bouldering that I have not gone to. So there are 4 areas on my list that I have not gone to that I am dying to boulder in. I've never climbed in Joshua Tree. I've never climbed in Yosemite. I have never climbed in Red Rocks, and I've never climbed in Tramway. And those are like pretty big places if you want to go climbing. So I want to climb in all 4 of those places this year. Very doable. And the way that I'm going to do that is to get into a car with a spotter and a crash pad, some climbing shoes, and drive to those places. Another point is I don't want to chicken out of trips, which is something that I have done in the past and is something that will also segue me into my next point, which is goal number 3. Get comfortable climbing in front of ridiculously strong people. I'm a pretty intermediate to beginner level climber, especially outdoors, and I am very shy when I'm climbing in front of ridiculously strong people. And as a result, the crew that I go out climbing with is mostly him and his other really strong, burly friends. When I feel like I'm getting shut down by like a V0 outside, I get super embarrassed and wouldn't want to climb and continue to embarrass myself in front of people who are projecting V7. So that's bogus. I need to quit that and drop that attitude and leave it in 2018 where it belongs, because the only way I'm going to get better outside is just to swallow my pride and realize that everyone started at 0 basically, and they worked their way up because they were fearless and they weren't afraid of falling and looking like a fool on the wall. So the steps that I'm going to take this year in order to become more comfortable in front of those strong people is to commit to trips and commit to situations that I know ahead of time are going to make me uncomfortable. I'm going to send it, and I'm not going to care what anyone else thinks because I'm a beginner and I should own that about myself, not try to pretend like I'm too good to fall off the wall. So that's another thing. Stop having temper tantrums and stop assigning emotional value into the climbs that I'm doing. A lot of my goals are centered around climbing outdoors, so goal number 4 is to climb outside 8 times. In 2018, I think I went on a total of 4 bouldering trips outside, and each one of them I would get on like one thing, get shut down, have a temper tantrum, and then sit out for the rest of the day, basically. And that's not how things are gonna go in 2018. Sorry, what year is it? The way I'm going to do that? Simple. Actually allocate time in my life to do things that I enjoy, climbing with people who are maybe a little bit stronger than me. Goal number 5. I currently have 2 projects that are both V3, I believe. The Fang, which you can see in this here vlog that I just posted, the V3 version, and also Monkey Hang. Is Monkey Hang a V3? They're both kind of similar climbs in that they're both overhung, pretty burly at the start, and then you have to crest over on top. I don't know if that's the terminology. So those are just kind of like more concrete climbs that are my projects that I will be returning to this year and hopefully getting them. Goal number 6 is to climb V7 indoors, and goal number 7 is to climb V4 outdoors. I don't think that your skill level as a climber is like equated to the maximum grade that you can climb. The reason why I don't like equating your skill level with the grade that you climb, at least indoors, is obviously because indoors there's a lot of variation, even within the same gym, but also between different gyms. A V1 in one gym can be like a V3 in another gym. Another reason why I don't think climbing grades are necessarily the best way of measuring how good a climber is because as different human beings, we have different bodies that predispose us to being better at climbing different climbs. There are a bunch of factors that make certain climbs easier or harder for different people. It could be your height, the size of your hands, your weight, your build, your flexibility. I just think that climbing grades by themselves are a little bit subjective, but this is a goal that I want to have nonetheless, just because it's easy for me to check off that list, because once I climb it, that's a goal that's been actualized. So that's the reason that those are on my list. But climbing grades should be taken with a grain of salt, as always. Just wanted to remind you of that. The way that I'm going to climb V4 outdoors is to train outdoors, because I don't think that indoor climbing is necessarily translatable to outdoor climbing, and I indoor climb a lot more than I outdoor climb. So I think that the way that I'll quickly rise through the ranks of the outdoor climbing grades is just to go outdoors more and get more practice feeling actual rock and get my hands shredded up a little bit. The way that I'm going to climb V7 indoors, I think that right now I want to focus more on like going to the gym and having a goal of like, okay, I'm gonna warm up this much, I'm going to project this, I'm gonna run through these drills. For the past 1.5 years, I've mostly been a social climber. And while that's fun, and while that got me a lot better in the beginning, I think I'm currently at a level where it might not reap the biggest rewards if I just continue doing that. So I'm gonna train more efficiently and figure out what the heck that means, because I don't even know how to train for bouldering. So look out for one of those videos in the future. I'm going to make my body a well-oiled machine in 2019. My last 3 goals are also slightly bouldering related, slightly YouTube related. My goal number 8 is to get 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I think the idea of getting 1,000 YouTube subscribers, or getting to the level where I am able to monetize, is kind of interesting to me, and a concept that I've been playing with. The way that I'm going to achieve that goal is to, one, leave it up to the YouTube gods, and also maybe you can help me out. If you're not subscribed to me, maybe you can subscribe to me right now for more spicy bouldering content. Goal number 9, I want to post 1 climbing video a week, and I counted, there are exactly 52 Mondays in 2019. So the way that I'm going to achieve this goal is by having all my ideas come to fruition. And potentially you can help me with that as well. If you want to leave me any video ideas in the comments, I would be super stoked to check them out and make videos as per your request. So definitely help me out with that. I'm super open to ideas. Last but not least, I want to get Bouldering Dabrats to notice me. This is like a super weird goal, but if you're not familiar with who Bouldering Dabrats is, they are an all-female collective of climbers from, I think, the UK, and they're super cool. They seem like they're having a good time. They are probably the most established collective of female climbers on YouTube, and I want them to notice me. The way that I'm going to do this is probably just by growing. Don't like harass them and tell them to check me out. That would be like super weird. So those are my 10 bouldering goals. I do have 2 bonus goals that are like just really silly. My bonus goal number 1 is to own a pair of climbing pants. I just think they look really cool, except I just haven't had, you know, the energy to find one that works for me, because, you know, they're a little pricey and I rip up my leggings pretty often and I don't want to completely destroy a pair of clothing that I spend a lot of money on. But I think this is the year that I finally get a climbing uniform, and once I put those babies on, oh boy, I am going to feel like a real climber after that. My last bonus goal is to be able to do a one-armed pull-up, mainly for the clout of it all. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this because it does seem like a pretty impressive feat. Those were all of my goals and my bonus goals for 2019. Hopefully you were inspired to maybe create a list that is similar. No matter what level you are in climbing, whether or not you're just starting out, you're intermediate, or even the best of the best, there's always room to improve. And the way that we can improve the most efficiently, I believe, is by having goals and having concrete steps in order to reach those goals. Count how many times I said concrete in this video. I'm getting excited thinking about all the videos that I'm going to post and all of the climbs that I am going to get my little hands on in 2019. I'm gonna see you in the next one, and as always, leave me a comment telling me how you are, where I should climb next, what videos I should make next, and I'll be super stoked to see you in the next one. All right, peace. High five.